What was it that a farmer from Michigan, USA, found in the ground that just blew the minds of scientists all over the world? This farmer was plowing his soybean fields when his eyes suddenly landed on a really weird object. Welcome back to our videos. We've made videos before about treasures found underground, but this time, we're not talking about treasures worth millions of dollars. Instead, we're going to talk about some very specific things found underground that science still has no answers for. So, let's get started. Number 1. This landowner in Argentina couldn't even imagine what he was about to find on his land. He was taking a walk around his property when he suddenly noticed a strange, round object. At first glance, it looked like a dinosaur egg, but the truth was even more fascinating. When the farmer saw this unique thing, he just couldn't resist and started digging. This strange object was buried 3 feet deep in the ground and took a lot of effort to get out. When experts got involved, it turned out it wasn't a dinosaur egg at all, but a part of the body of an animal from 10,000 years ago, known as a shell. Animals use this shell for their defense. What's amazing is that even after so many years, its strength hadn't really weakened. These are animals that lived on this earth 10,000 years ago, and they were called Glyptodons. When this shell was weighed, it turned out to be 1,100 kilograms. So if the shell alone weighed 1,100 kilograms, you can only imagine how heavy the whole animal must have been. Number 2. In 1972, some miners were working, as usual, deep inside a Siberian mine, about 72 meters down. Suddenly, one of them spotted a marble coffin stuck deep within the earth. Without wasting any time, they started working to get it out. Because the coffin was much heavier than they thought, it took them quite a while to bring it to the surface. The coffin was out, and now it was time to open it. The miners, who were already stunned by finding the coffin, had no idea what they were about to see next. When the coffin was opened, they found the body of a young, beautiful girl inside. Amazingly, her body looked as if she had only been dead for a few hours. But there was something else in the coffin besides the girl's body. Yes, the entire coffin was filled with a pink-colored liquid in which the girl's body was preserved. The miners couldn't resist when they saw the water and decided to take the girl's body out of the coffin. As soon as the body was removed, it started to decompose right away. When the authorities heard about this incident, a helicopter was immediately sent to take the coffin to a science laboratory. There, scientists began researching the water that had preserved the ancient body from decay for so long. The scientists believed that after so many years, the water's actual formula had changed, and reversing it wasn't possible. But one thing was certain: the people from the era this body belonged to were much more intelligent than people today. Number 3, a farmer from Michigan, USA, named James Bristle, was having his fields excavated to plant crops when, just a few meters down, he saw something strange. As soon as he saw it, he stopped the digging. To find out what it really was, they had to dig deeper, so they brought in machinery, and the excavation work started again. As the digging progressed, the object began to emerge from the ground. It turned out to be the skull of a very large animal. James couldn't help himself and informed the Michigan authorities. When the skull was sent to a lab, they discovered it belonged to an animal that lived on Earth 15,000 years ago, known as a woolly mammoth. These animals looked like elephants, but were considered very dangerous. It's believed that thousands of years ago, people used to extract the tusks of this animal and use them as weapons. These animals lived in cold, snowy regions, but over time, due to global warming, their species became extinct from this planet. Number 4. Archaeologists often find many unique things buried in the ground over time, but a shocking incident happened in India when, in the mountainous regions of Africa, a human skeleton was found that was many times taller than an average human. Its skull was also several feet long and wide. Science suggests that thousands of years ago, humans used to be taller, but as time went by, their height gradually decreased. Number 5. During the repair of Chile's coastal highway, a point was reached where the repair work had to be stopped. This work was happening in Chile's Atacama Desert, where, on a cliff 120 feet high, they found not 5, not 10, but a total of 75 skeletons, and they were all whale skeletons. The workers couldn't understand what 75 massive whale skeletons were doing on a 120-foot high cliff in the middle of a desert, quite far from the sea. Eventually, when archaeologists got involved, an investigation began. It was found that these whale skeletons were between 2 million and 7 million years old. Archaeologists believe that all those years ago, this exact spot used to be the seashore. Because whenever whales get sick, it's in their nature to come to the shore. But how so many whales died in the exact same place is hard to say. Well, friends, I hope you'll give this video lots of likes and shares too. Thank you so much for all your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.